Welcome to the Music Production Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Funk, and this is the show where we talk about all things making music. Right now you're hearing some music I made with an Ableton Live Pack of mine called Real Synths Volume 1 Prophet 6. And this is a collection of Ableton Live instruments I made by sampling the Prophet 6 analog synthesizer to reel-to-reel tapes, and then recording those tapes into Ableton Live and building instruments. I think it's a really cool pack and sounds great if you like a warm analog type sound. You can get that at my store, AfroDJMac.com/store. And as a special offer to anyone listening to this podcast, if you use the code PODCAST when you make a purchase at my store, I'll give you 25% off, and that's any Ableton Live Pack you want. And as always, there's a no questions asked money back guarantee. So if you don't like your purchase, I'll give you your money back and you can keep the product for all of your troubles. So check it out, AfroDJMac.com/store, and use the code PODCAST. So let's get on with the show. Today's episode will probably be a pretty short one. I like to experiment with the format of the show a little bit. Maybe you don't want to sit down for an hour and a half to listen to an interview and you want something quick. And today will be one of those quick things. So I'm currently preparing for a live performance over the weekend. And there's a lot going on, a lot of things I got to keep track of, a lot of changes I got to make, and making sure everything works well. And I wanted to just share two pretty simple things that have really helped me a lot in getting this done and moving forward. And they are simple things, but they are very helpful, I'm finding. They are to-do lists and done lists. So the to-do list, I think, is kind of self-explanatory. Basically, I'm writing down things that I need to do for my live set to work. And the done list is a little thing I write when I'm done for the day, kind of just keeping track of what I've finished. So generally how this works is I'm working on my project, and as I finish up for the night, I'm writing down the things that I did. And I'm keeping track of that because I'm finding it's making me feel good about my work. And that's important because I want to feel like I'm making progress. And sometimes when you're working, it's easy to lose track of what you've done and what progress you've made. And this is also kind of helping me with just keeping track of any changes. There have been a few times when I wanted to go back a little bit and fix up some things I had changed. Maybe I just thought I was going to do something and then I changed my mind. This has sort of helped me keep track of when I did it so I can go back into my project backup files and my different version histories to go back and figure out what I had going that I liked and then bring that back into the current project I'm working on. So it's a sense of satisfaction. This idea like you've completed something is a great feeling, and it's sort of a nice way to cap things off too at the end of the work session. The to-do list I then go on to make right afterwards because now there's usually other things I have to do that I'm wrapping up for the night, say, and I want to start tomorrow. I'm using a site called Workflowy. Workflowy was originally shown to me by Eshan Kadaru, who is Push for Life. And it's just a simple website he's talked about where you just create a simple to-do list and you can have kind of like bullet points and then bullet points within the bullet points. And I just find this super handy because it's all web-based on the cloud. So I just do it on my web browser. And there's also an app on the phone so I can take it with me wherever I go to. Now, the nice thing about this is you can cross things off and still see them crossed off. You can easily delete things, move things around into different categories. But it's really helped me be organized for the next time I sit down to do work. Because as we know, it's very, very easy to get distracted and to get lost and to get caught up in different, whether it's even things within your music, but forget about that, even just all the outside influences of your computer and the internet and all that. Workflowy is really helping me stay on track with that. Nice thing about Workflowy is that it's free for your first about 100 things that you list. And that's a lot. You might not ever need to go beyond that. But they have a nice little promotion that if you refer other people to it, you will get more things to put on your list every month. So it's like 100 things per month. It's really nice, really simple. It's nice for just staying focused and having that list with you on the go. I find myself writing down things in various notebooks, and they wind up getting spread thin and I don't know where one idea is. Workflow is nice and centralized. The done list has just been a really nice way to kind of cap off my sessions with a feeling of satisfaction. Like I did something, I got something finished. It's a little different than just crossing off things on my to-do list because a lot of times it consists of things I didn't really think of. And it's starting to become almost like a list of tools that I can use and ideas. So as I'm doing my live production set, for instance, I've decided to make some changes and I write these things down, or I try a new, say, effect chain or something, and I'm keeping track of what's working really nicely. And it's very satisfying to go back and just see what I've done. And sometimes that's enough motivation for me to get going. I know we've talked about how hard it is sometimes just to get going with your work. So these two tools are really helping me a lot. I know they might be simple, but maybe a simple thing is all you really need at this point. So thanks for listening. That's going to be it for today's show. Let me know what you think if you enjoy these shorter ones. I think sometimes I have these little ideas that I want to share, but I don't always because I'm a little concerned they're not, enough for a podcast. But I think we'll see how it goes. You let me know. Thanks so much for listening. Make yourself some to-do lists and some done lists and enjoy making music. Take care.